Update. Found out my brother-in-law is the reason why my husband divorced me. Original post. I, 38 female, met my brother-in-law, 38 male at uni. He asked me out in our first year, and I refused. He called me the C word and said that I am shallow. My best friend told me that it was harmless comments from a drunken guy who got rejected. I never thought of myself as shallow. It was his demeanor and awkwardness that were off-putting to me. Anyway, he proved my friend right. And other than those comments, I never felt uncomfortable during my uni years because he never bothered me again. Not even looked my way. The next time I met him was when my baby sister, 28 female, introduced him as her boyfriend. I didn't even recognize him at first because it had been about 9 to 10 years since that day he talked to me. He was visibly annoyed that I didn't recognize him and called me a liar. The family was skeptical at first about him, but he seemed to treat my sister right and she seemed happy. He is very rich, taking her all over the world, and he seemed kind with us too. They got married after a year of dating. They have 3 children now. I met my now ex, 40 male, 5 years ago, and the only odd comment from my brother-in-law was that I was still as shallow and superficial as I was in uni. At the time, I took it as a joke, but in hindsight, when I found out the truth and started thinking back, looking for red flags, this was probably a big one. He never showed any signs that he disliked my husband, and he was always decent enough. His indifference to having a close friendship with my husband and me didn't seem odd, because he was always a recluse. A year ago, my husband came home and accused me of cheating, and he had evidence. The guy contacted him and had nudes, etc., of me on his phone. The guy told my husband that he didn't know at first that I was married, but as soon as he found out, he contacted my now ex. He even apologized to my husband. I have never met this guy in my life. Nothing I said or did made my husband believe me. He left me, and our divorce is pending. Then, yesterday, that guy contacted me. He apologized for what he did and told me that he is friends with my brother-in-law. He sent me conversations. Endless conversations my brother-in-law had about me for years. He has never forgotten that I, in his words, didn't even give him a chance and only judged him by his looks. He called me the C word in that chat. Both group chats were with his friends, but mostly with this guy. They planned this attack, and my brother-in-law somehow got access to my photos. The reason this guy contacted me now is that he felt guilty, because even when my marriage was over, my brother-in-law was still angry and hateful, especially when he heard that I was on a date last weekend. So the friend felt that if he didn't help, his friend would keep ruining innocent people's lives. I'm not sure what to do. My brother-in-law has actually been happier and more sociable than usual since my divorce, and now I know why. Although at first I thought he felt sorry and wanted to support me. His jokes about me ending up an old maid with cats as companions don't sound like jokes anymore. He meant them. I don't want to ruin my sister's life. She's very happy with her husband. I'm not sure either if I can face her husband. I'm not sure if I should tell my ex or not. I am very heartbroken that he didn't believe me. I love him very much. He is the love of my life, but I'm not sure if I can forgive him for not believing me. But he is a victim in this too, so maybe he needs to know for closure. I am so terribly sad and hurt. I'm sorry this post got very long. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Why wouldn't you tell your sister her husband is batshit crazy and seems weirdly obsessed with you to the point their marriage might be a weird revenge fantasy for him? I'm scared, to be honest. It wouldn't shock me if this guy found your sister and is dating her just to remain close to you. Feels too coincidental that he somehow popped back up in your life and then got mad that you didn't remember him. I feel so too. It makes it even worse. How did he meet your sister? Dating site. Yes, you should tell your sister her husband is crazy. Yes, you should clear your name with your ex. Even if you don't want to go back to him, you should also go to the police over your pics he shared without consent. I will be honest, I'm terrified. Now for the first update. My soon-to-be ex-husband knows everything now. Apparently the guy who contacted me contacted my husband at the same time and confessed to him. My soon-to-be ex is coming to town this weekend, and he wants to talk. Afterwards, I will probably need to look into taking legal actions, if that's possible, and tell my family. I think now that exposing him is the best and more safe approach should anything more serious happen. At least people would be aware of who to blame. I want to at least make sure that my sister and her children are in safety before I tell them everything, like meeting them at my parents' house after I tell my parents. The pictures were real and were probably stolen from my phone or my husband's because he is the only one that I took the pictures for. I don't know if I can get any justice since the pictures were not of my face. At least I was smart enough not to have my face shown in nudes. I don't know what will happen. When you talk to your sister, have your parents there for support. I will tell them first. Good luck. I hope your whole family will be safe from him and also that your marriage can be salvaged. Yeah, I have tried so much to forget about my soon-to-be ex, and I thought I have managed well, but hearing his voice today after over a year just brought back all good memories. I haven't stopped crying today, missing him. Any update on this OP? I believe you said previously you were meeting with your ex Friday, correct? Hi, yes. I met with my husband and it didn't go well at all. We talked and he apologized and asked me to forgive him. He said that he never truly believed that I would cheat, but the evidence was overwhelming, and he just thought that he believed me because he was blinded by his love for me. I told my husband everything going back to university. He seems to believe me this time. He then wanted to head over to my sister and her husband to confront him, but I asked him not to, until I am comfortable that my sister is at least at my parents'. I wanted my parents to ask her to go visit them and we tell her then. That way she is not with her husband when she finds out, and he finds out that he is exposed. This morning I got many calls and texts from everyone because my husband went and did it anyway, and he had a huge fight with my brother-in-law. He denied everything, of course, so my husband blasted him on social media and made an apology for believing rumors about me. My sister was angry with me, and my parents were confused and shocked. I have talked to my parents and told them everything now, and they believe me. But they agree that I should have given the chance to talk to my sister before hell broke loose. Now she is not speaking to me because my husband tried to beat up her husband. I have tried to contact the friend and ask him to talk to my sister, but he said he didn't want to be a part of this anymore. Now for the second update 2.5 months later. I am sorry that I have been gone for so long and I am overwhelmed by the support that you have given me here. Some of you are still asking about me. I don't know where to start. I have been in constant pain and stress about everything that happened, but my brother-in-law is now exposed to everyone for what he did to me. For those of you who think he is in love with me, he isn't. He very much hates my guts and has done so since the day I rejected him. Hate is also a driving force, not only love. So for the stupid users, that I would like to call losers, who made fun of me about bragging about a man not being over me in 20 years, that's not it. If this is bragging, then you're actually very sick in the head. Unfortunately, I was sent these comments from a different sub about updates. What a bunch of losers. I was in constant fear that my brother-in-law would hurt my sister because of me, and I am not certain if he will. But that was the only reason I have been apathetic. I wasn't sure what the right step was with people like him. He has hidden his hatred so well for so long, so what more is he capable of? I didn't want my sister and her children to be the collateral damage. That's why I have been careful. I am sorry to disappoint you by not being the strong bad bitch. I have other priorities. My sister and I finally talked. I love her and her children very much. She seemed very hurt and is questioning her entire marriage. And who can blame her? I tried the baby steps approach. I wanted her to know I was there for her, and I was honest with her about my worries for her and her children with a man like him. It worked for a while, and I was being hopeful, but something changed, and it probably had to do with her husband giving her an ultimatum: divorce or cut your family off. She chose her marriage. It broke my parents and me, but I don't think we can do anything about it. It is her own choice, even if we believe it is coerced. But maybe there's this little chance that she knows him better than we do. There's a little hope that he is a better person toward his family. I am clinging to that hope. She wrote us, telling us to forget she and her children existed, and that they will take legal action if we ever try to contact them. My brother-in-law deleted all his social media accounts, and his friends apparently all want nothing to do with him. I have heard he is planning on leaving the city because everyone knows what he did now, and he is having a hard time with it. He barely leaves the house, and he has been shamed, even at work. My ex-husband and I are moving on with the divorce. I don't blame him for believing the rumors, but at the same time, I wish he knew me better. like I thought he did, that I would never do such a thing and cheat on him. I am so sorry that he moved back for me and probably was hoping we could give it another chance, but I can't. He has apologized so many times and said so many times that he never truly believed the rumors, but I have started to think that our marriage wasn't strong enough to overcome a rumor. It is nobody's fault, but I thought our love was stronger than it actually was. I think we both thought that. I have started dating a new guy a few weeks before all this started, after over a year of me not even being able to leave bed. He has seen all of this unfold, and he's been very patient and supportive. I think I have a real shot at happiness now. At least he knows everything and is well prepared in case my brother-in-law isn't done with me yet. Thank you for reading all this, and thank you again for being there for me. I'm sorry your sister is in a tough place. I hope she comes around because he's isolating her now. My only hope now is that she knows something that we don't about him, that he is better than we think. I am so sorry too, and I have nightmares all the time since she cut us off. I would still go after him for harassment. Even if there is no legal case, I'd still make sure even if he moves and finds a new job, they are made aware of how unhinged he is. He's talked and harassed you for years. It's his turn. I don't know if anyone mentioned, but boy were you spot on for not dating this creep 20 plus years ago. It was something about the way he looked at people. I don't know. You have a good gut instinct. Was this in the US? If so, I can't believe that there isn't a lawyer that sees something actionable. He knowingly and willfully destroyed your marriage. Problem is, you sue him, you're suing your sister. I am not in the US. Last update 2 years after the first post. I can't believe you guys are still DMing me on an almost weekly basis to ask about my situation with my sister and ex-husband. I am so sorry for not answering you, but I have not been here in almost 2 years now. Here is my update. I have moved away. It was the best thing I could do for my sanity. This was after my brother-in-law cornered me after work one day, demanding that we talk. He would not let go of my arm, and I even had a blue mark on my wrist from where he held me. I felt terrified and started crying. He asked me to take everything back because he was losing his reputation, and people were calling him a creep and an incel, and to give him a chance to talk because I had never given him a chance since I'm a C-word. A colleague called the police, but nothing happened afterward. I reported harassment, and it was dismissed. There were no grounds for a protection order either. My sister wants nothing to do with me. She has also participated in saying that I did cheat, and I guess she's saving face with her husband. My parents weren't allowed to talk to her at first, but now they have a good relationship again, under the condition that they cut me off, which they did. I don't blame them. She has her children, and honestly, she and her children are in more need of protection than me. I haven't seen my mom in about a year. I miss my sister, her children, and my parents. But that's that. My ex-husband and I have finalized our divorce. It was the best decision for us, even though my brother-in-law won. He didn't win though. He is still hateful and bitter. I told him and my sister that whatever happens to me will never be enough for his ego, because he will always be angry that he never had me. This was what made my sister block me for good and my parents take her side. I don't blame them. Now I am living in a new city with my boyfriend. I have no contact with any of my family. My ex said that I ruined his life. I hope he forgives me too, but I never ruined anything on purpose. I am starting to find happiness again. My new job is amazing, and I still have my friends back home on top of the new friends I've made here. My boyfriend is amazing, supporting me through all of this. His family has become my family, and they took me in with open arms. We live closer to them now. Brother-in-law has never tried to contact or talk to or about me again. I guess all is well now. I remember your story. Wow. I'm so sorry for everything, but I'm so happy that you're okay now. How could your whole family abandon you like that? I can't even imagine. Be strong, OP. Take care. It was easy. It was either that, or my sister and her children are left to the mercy of a man that's capable of doing anything. I don't fault them, my mother especially. She knows I am strong. You have a good heart. And yes, I can see your strength because it can't be easy. But you are right. Your brother-in-law is a dangerous man. Hopefully, he will not turn against your sister and their children. But I can't imagine they are happy. What with all this? And yes, your sister will need your parents' support, sadly. It sucks. But hopefully your sister will be free of that man in time. Best of luck to you. Your best revenge against his terrible actions is living your best life. He is dangerous and cowardly, which makes him even more dangerous when he came to my workplace. He tried to run away when the police came, and he also tried to run away when my ex-husband went to confront and beat him up. Last story. My husband wants a divorce since brother-in-law saw me naked. I don't know who to speak to because this is very embarrassing. My husband and I own a lake cottage, and we spend most weekends there. Sometimes his sister and her husband join us, but it is always pre-planned. They have 2 children. Last Friday, my husband told them to join us and sent me a text that they were coming with their children. I didn't see the text, and brother-in-law walked in on me while I was naked. I ran to the room and heard him say, "Damn," and laugh out loud, and then his wife and children walked in. Then I heard them fighting, and she drove away with the children. I don't know what he told his wife, but she was livid about it. He was laughing the whole time he told me. Eventually, I gave him my car after my husband answered me and said he was on his way, so I felt that I didn't need my car anymore. My husband didn't say much other than that he always told me not to go around naked. He has mentioned it sometimes when we are at home, like when I go up to the bathroom or drink water in the middle of the night and I am too sleepy to put on my robe, or when I am showering and I've forgotten something and I just run out to fetch it, which is what happened this time. But he hasn't spoken to me either and is just giving me the silent treatment. Today I told him to speak to me, and he is very angry because brother-in-law saw me, but also because he made some comments about it to sister-in-law, and my husband said that he wasn't sure he wanted to continue this marriage. I don't need any advice. I am just so heartbroken and wanted to vent somewhere because I am too embarrassed to tell my friends. Holy crap. Everyone in your orbit is behaving like absolute freaking children over this. He accidentally walked in and saw you naked. He didn't shoot your grandma. I'm sorry your husband is an insecure baby. In any normally functioning couple, this is a funny story that you laugh about for years down the line. There's definitely something deeper at work here. I feel like you could laugh at this almost immediately once the embarrassment wears off. Brother-in-law is weird for making a big deal of it. Sister-in-law is weird for driving off with the kids after, and husband is weird for wanting a divorce. What are they, never nudes? Sounds like your husband was looking for an excuse to get divorced. It does, doesn't it? That, or he's incredibly childish, or both. Or maybe sister-in-law wants a divorce and it's 2 birds, 1 stone. It's not like you were intimate, they're both overreacting and that's sus. How old is everyone? This is asinine. I am 38, husband is 47. Sister-in-law is 45, brother-in-law 40. This makes it worse. I honestly thought you were all in your early 20s. Yeah, I don't blame you for thinking that, because this is kindergarten level of childish behavior. Edit/mini update. Just got this from brother-in-law. I texted my husband, sister-in-law, and brother-in-law in a group chat to ask what happened. Sister-in-law blocked me. Brother-in-law told me this. Sister-in-law was angry that he shut the door behind him and left her and the children outside, and she started yelling at him. She'd been yelling the whole drive up. Then he told her why he shut the door behind him, and he was laughing about it and said that it was a great way to start his weekend and that he was looking forward to this day. What a sight for sore eyes. He said he was messing with her because she got angry at him for nothing and was always yelling at him. Well, it backfired on me because she left the idiot in my home for about an hour until he gave up hope that she would come back and borrowed my car. Sister-in-law was angry that he stayed in the cottage after she left for an hour and told my husband. My husband is a possessive moron, and I ignored his red flags because our marriage has been happy, and I love him, and his jealousy and possessiveness haven't had a chance to flare up because I have been a very devoted wife. I guess we all got the consequences of our actions. I ignored my husband's red flags, and they came back to bite me. Brother-in-law hurt sister-in-law because she's always angry at something, and now she's making his life a living hell. And my loser husband will lose what, according to him, the best thing that ever happened to him.